How do you remove the main brush roll from your Shark vacuum cleaner? It's so frustrating that Shark have made this such a difficult task, but as always, I'm here to help. This is not a job for the faint-hearted. If you're doing it just because you want to clean this or clean behind it on the clear window, then please just check out my other video. I'll show you how to do it without removing this. Likewise, I'm going to put some links to some other videos about floor tools as well on the description, like if you wanted to change a belt, if you've got a red light, or if you've got no lights on your floor tool, then just check out those first because it might not need to be removed. Finally, before we begin, you're going to ask this anyway, where can we buy these? You can't buy them from Shark, so the only option, if yours is damaged, is to try and get a used one off eBay. Now they're a bit scarce and they are model specific, so it's not always easy. If I've not put you off already, please prepare yourself for the next 5 minutes of your life as you watch me remove the brush bar from my Shark. They are going to be dull and boring, so grab yourself a coffee, stay tuned, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Please do not forget to like my video because it will help it stay alive so more people are helped. See you at the end. I'm going to be showing you on this Duo Clean floor tool. Now they do differ, I'll discuss that as we go along. For this one we need a T15 and T20 Torx screwdriver, a cross-headed screwdriver and a coin. I'm going to start off by turning the floor tool on its side and releasing the orange roller with this clip. Then we need to turn it on its back. Using our coin, undo these 3 plastic screws. They just turn to unlock. If you use a screwdriver you can damage them. Then the sole plate will just lift out like so. Now get your T20 Torx screwdriver for 2 screws at the back, 4 across the rear here, and then 3 across here, and then there's 1 tucked away right in the corner that everyone always misses. So we're going to undo those. Now floor tools can differ from screw positions and sizes. I've done it on a very common layout one. I do apologise if yours is slightly different. The theory is going to be the same. Now for the T15 Torx screwdriver, there's 1 here and then 3 across the clear part here. I do have some other videos as well showing you how to take apart other models, so they're on the playlist in the description if you need them. Worth noting for later, the screw I've just undone is long and thin compared to these 3 which are quite short. Now once you've undone all the screws, it's time to turn the floor tool over and you can just peel the cover off from the back. If this doesn't release easily, you've probably just missed a screw. They do come off quite easy. Now you're inside, you'll be able to see where the circuit board is, your main brush roll, and then the motor at the back which has got a belt on it. To access the motor, belt and brush bar, we need to undo these 2 screws here. On this one they're a cross-headed screw, some have Torx screws on them. Just so we're not pulling any wires too, it's always a good idea just to unclip this plug which goes to the headlights on the front of the floor tool. Then you're not pulling any wires. Pull from the corner and lift the clear part up, and then you can lift the other side and you'll be able to see where the motor and the belt are that drives the brush bar. The motor is held in by a cross-headed screw on this one, and likewise the brush bar. Some models will have Torx screwdrivers holding the brush bar in. Now we need to undo the screws on the motor. We're not going to take them all the way out and remove the motor, we're just going to adjust them halfway so we can just move the motor a little. Take the screws totally out of the brush roller and then tilt the motor and just turn the brush roll and the belt will just come off. Then you can pull the brush roll out and you have access to all the clear bit. Now to refit a brush bar, you just put it in the end while you hold the belt which is on the small cog, so the cogs are going through it if you like, and then make sure this end's all lined up. This is probably the most tricky part of everything, you know, folks. Yeah, make sure this is all lined up. Then we need to make our way to the other end again and just push it through so the centre part of the brush bar sits inside the circle part of the clear plastic, and it makes sure it obviously goes through that belt as well. Then we can just secure the brush bar at this end with the 2 screws, making sure obviously everything's still okay at the cog end. Now we need to put the belt over the motor. We can tilt the motor if we need to while we're doing this. Hold it in position and try and turn the brush bar as you do it, and then the belt will find its way onto the brush bar basically. So now we can secure the motor again. and everything should now spin freely. Everything's in line with no belts catching or looking like they're trying to escape. Now I'm going to run through how to put it all back together again, making sure no wires are trapped as we go. We need to put the clear part in and be careful of this corner because this catch should be sat behind the black part to release your orange roller, so make sure that's all working fine. And then we need to put these 2 screws back in, again checking any wires aren't going to get trapped when we put the cover on top. And once we've done all that, make sure you remember to put your plug back in for your headlights. I always forget to do that. And then we put the cover on. Turn the floor tool over and we're going to put all our screws back in. Firstly, we're going to start with the corner one and then move our way across, putting all the bigger screws in. I do hope that you're still with me and not fell asleep. If you have any questions, please remember you can put them in the comments and I will always try and help. Okay, now we need to put the small screws in. Remember that the one across near the corner of the brush bar is the long thin one. Once that's tightened up, put the sole plate back on. There's 2 lugs that go in at the front and then it just flattens down so it all lays flat. Tighten up the screws to lock it, and then we put in our roller in, the cog end first, and then the other end just clips in. And that is it, your repair is complete. Time to wake up. Hopefully you fixed your vacuum cleaner. If you are still struggling, please comment below, ask me a question, I will try and help. It's a bit difficult sometimes because I'm not actually in the room with you, but I do always try. God loves a trier. Please subscribe to my channel for more shark help videos and also shark cleaning videos. This next one is the one I was talking about at the beginning of this video. It shows you how to clean your floor tool without removing the brush.